Thank you for joining me today for the Power of Seven. My name is Randy Cochrane. I am the Director of National Growth and Development for Equity Real Estate. And today we're going to be talking about how to close a minimum of 7 transactions in 2025. This webinar will guide you through the clear steps to set some goals, build your pipeline, improve marketing, and deliver great service to your clients in 2025. With the right tools and strategies, you can achieve your goals and make 2025 not just a successful year, but the best year you've ever had in real estate. And being a new year, everybody's excited right now. We're ready to go back to work. But what I find really interesting is that we're not having you join today's webinar and saying, let's go out and let's close 100 transactions in 2025. That's what all the gurus are saying. All we want to do is go out and help you close 7. Now, if you want to go out and close 7 this month, that's fantastic. If you want to close 7 this quarter, that's fine too. Maybe you want to close 14 this year, or maybe you do want to close 50 or 100, and that's okay. The power of 7 is the magic number in real estate. And the reason why we say that is the average real estate agent in our country only closes maybe 2 to 3 transactions a year at best. And so if you're closing 7 is double the national average. And it doesn't take a lot to really close 7 transactions, as you're going to learn today. As we jump in, take some notes and make sure you write down your questions. We're going to have a Q&A at the end of today's webinar, and we're going to make sure we get all your questions answered. So the first step in how to close at least a minimum of 7 transactions in 2025 is, number 1, set a clear goal. Define your target. In fact, just don't commit. You have to decide that you want to close 7 transactions. You have to commit it that if I don't close 7 transactions at the end of 2025, it was not a win. But if you close 7 or more, then it definitely becomes a win and you achieved your target or your goal. Now, what you'll want to do is, if your goal is to close 7, that's less than 1 per month. And if you're working part-time in real estate or full-time in real estate, closing 1 transaction per month, if you're doing the right activities in your business that generate listings and generate buyers, and ultimately at the end of the day, I think every one of us would agree that our job as professional real estate agents is to close escrow. And the reason why is that's what our clients need, is they need a closed escrow transaction. But at the same time, if we don't close escrow on a transaction as agents, we do not receive our compensation. So we have to close escrow with our clients and our transactions. Now, when you think about your goal for the year, break it down into smaller, more manageable targets. So if your goal is just simply to do 7 in a year, that's obviously less than once a month in terms of a transaction. But if you just simply close a transaction every 30 to 60 days throughout the year, you're going to hit that target of 7. If you want to move much faster than that, then we need to increase that. And especially when you're breaking it down, you're not just breaking it down into, I want to close this many transactions. You need to break it down and say, how much money do I really want to make? Because if you want to make significant 6 figures in real estate this year, and you take your average compensation per closed transaction and times that by 7, and it does not meet your income goal, then we need to adjust either the number of closed transactions that you're going to do, or we need to adjust your income goal. Now, you need to track your progress. And when you're tracking your progress, you can do this with your CRM, or you can do this with a spreadsheet, or you can just simply do it on something as simple as a piece of paper. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're monitoring your activities on a daily basis. How many phone calls are you making? How many people are you talking to? How many appointments are you setting? Of the appointments that you get, how many do you actually go on? And then once you go on the appointment, what's the result? Did you get the listing agreement? Did you get the buyer broker agreement signed? And what are the next steps? How are we moving forward from here? And then if the property's listed, if you're out working with buyers, how many of those listings and how many of those buyers actually close? Because once we keep track of all of your activities and all your results, what happens is your business starts to become predictable. I'll never forget, I had a real estate coach, and myself personally, I've been in real estate now since December of 2000. So I just dated myself right there. But I've never not had a real estate coach in the whole time I've ever been in real estate. And I'll never forget, I had a real estate coach that I was working with, and he asked me, he said, Randy, how do you define whether or not you are successful in your business at the end of the day or the end of the week? And I gave him a bunch of fluffy little answers. And he said, that's not good enough. I really want you on our next coaching session to tell me how you define success in your business. And so I really thought about it a lot. And what I determined is that my success in my real estate business was how many couches or how many living rooms did I sit in that week for listing appointments? Because I was focused on listings in my business, it really came down to how many of those couches or living rooms did I sit on or sit in? And then of the ones that I sat in, how many of those actually became listings? And that's how I started to determine success in my business. And my goal was always to be on at least 10 couches a week. And so if I went and my goal was 10, I got the end of the week and I was in 10 living rooms, that was a success for me. Now, I sat in those living rooms, but that didn't always mean that I was going to get the listing. And that's okay. Because over time, my business became predictable to the point where I said, okay, if I sit in 10 living rooms in a week, I'm going to get 4 listings that week. And then the question became, well, if I'm getting 4 a week on average, how do I move that to 5? Or how do I move it to 6? Or how do I move it to 8? And I'll never forget my coach. He said, Randy, when you go on a listing appointment, how many of them do you get? And I go, well, I get 100% of them. And he said, no, you don't. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, you're getting 100% of the listings of your friends and family members and the referrals that you get. If you want to really increase your business, go sit on people's couches or in their living rooms of people you don't know, and your business will explode. And so that's what I did. So set those clear goals, set that clear expectation, but more importantly, commit to whatever that goal is for the year. And then step number 2 is you want to build your pipeline. And when we talk about building our pipeline, it's really interesting because a lot of the individuals, the property owners, the first-time home buyers, the individuals that we're meeting with, they are not ready right now. And that's okay. And so as you're building your pipeline, you want to choose the lead sources that you're going to use to generate leads for your business. Of course, your sphere of influence, the people that you know, your friends and family members, people that like and trust you, that is always your number one source of leads and referrals for your business. But then you want to add at least a minimum of 3 more. So think about other ways that you can get business, like open houses, your social media. Maybe it is cold calling for sale by owners or expired listings. Maybe it's door knocking. Maybe it's going to networking events like real estate investment clubs or apartment owner association meetings or chamber of commerce. But you need to get out of your office, get out of your car, and don't be a secret agent in your real estate business. And then what you're going to do is simply once you meet people, you're going to stay connected with them, especially if it's your sphere of influence or your friends and family. You want to be talking to them at least once a month, and you're not necessarily going to be calling them up and saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell real estate? What you're going to be doing is you're just going to be calling them and checking in on them and see how they're doing, see how the kids are doing in sports or dance, or see what's going on, what type of family vacations are going on. And then at the very end, just say, hey, will you do me a big favor? If you hear of anybody that talks about real estate at all, will you just remember me and pass my contact information along to them? Better yet, will you send me theirs? And stay top of mind with everybody that you know. It's really interesting. I was at a workshop once, and the person that was teaching the workshop said to me, "Everybody repeat this quote." And he said, "It is not uh, what you know, it's," and everybody in the whole room blurted out, "Who you know." Well, is everybody going to be disappointed when that's not correct? It's not what you know, it's who knows you. You need to make sure that everybody knows that you are in real estate and that you are there to help people. And when you stay top of mind with your friends and your family and everybody that you know, that's when you're going to get more referrals. And referrals become the lifeblood of our business. Also, you want to be hosting a quarterly event in your business. Events are going to drive your transactions in 2025. And it doesn't have to be some exotic event. Some of the best events that we've done in the past have been very, very inexpensive and have cost little to no money. And we do events every year that have kind of become the staple events that we do. Like we do a pumpkin patch for our clients. We do photos with Santa for the kids and the pets. We've done pie days, for example, around Thanksgiving. We've done summer parties in the park with a live band and a barbecue. So just think about the things that you can be doing to have fun with your clients, whether they're a past client, a current client, or a future client, and your sphere of influence. You have to remember, everybody loves to be invited to an event, but most people don't like to show up. And so what you're going to do is you're going to invite them, and you might invite a couple hundred people and might only get 10 or 15 or 20 that show up, and that's okay because you're going to build relationships with the people that show up. And then you're going to call everybody else that didn't show up to check on them to make sure that they were okay and nothing happened on the way to the event. Last year, I was talking with an agent that partnered up with their mortgage broker, and they decided that they were going to do an ice cream social event at a local ice cream shop. And the event was going to be for 2 hours. It was in the middle of the afternoon. It wasn't even in the evening because the ice cream shop said, "We are so busy in the evening, there's no way we could host the event." So they actually did the ice cream social from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. during the middle of the day, which happened to be the slowest time for that ice cream shop. They had nice little gift bags set up for their clients that they'd invited and the people that are on their sphere. And while they were setting up and while they were waiting for people to come through, an interesting thing happened. The people were coming in to get ice cream from the ice cream shop that were not on their list. But the gift bags that the mortgage broker that was doing the event with them as a co-op were so cute. Everybody asked, "What are you doing?" Because there was so much energy and excitement in the ice cream shop with this group of people. And the interesting thing was they ended up with 3 leads from consumers coming and going from the ice cream shop that weren't even invited to the event. But the key is they planned the event, they hosted the event, and then they followed up and nurtured those relationships afterwards. One of the funnest client events that we did is we have one of those Hawaiian ice shave shacks that's fairly close to our office. And so we invited everybody out for shaved ice. And when they came for the shaved ice, everybody could get shaved ice. We gave everybody a lei. We had a person come in that could play the ukulele and just stood out there. We had lots of blankets and chairs, and because it's really close to a large grass area. And it was amazing because it was so inexpensive, but everybody came and just sat down and stayed for like hours. And that's the type of relationships and the type of nurturing that you're going to want to do in 2025 with your clients. Also, you want to utilize your sphere. And we talk about our sphere a lot as friends and our family members, but the sphere that I want to talk with you about today is all of the other people in our industry that we're connected to that are our power team members. And those are going to be individuals that are with the title companies. They're going to be mortgage brokers. They're going to be the home inspectors. They're going to be the handyman. They're going to be the insurance agent. And the reason why is we are referring all of our clients to all these individuals in the industry. And there's nothing wrong with going to your vendor list and asking them to refer back to you. And that's okay. Now, step number 3 on how to close a minimum of 7 transactions or more in 2025 is going to be to enhance your marketing. You want to look at your personal brand and you want to see what everything looked like in 2024 because hindsight's 2020. Go back and look and say, okay, if I was to change anything in my brand in 2025, what would that be? And it's really interesting right now because we're seeing a lot of people really embrace AI. And sometimes now even their profile photo is an AI photo of them. It's not even really a picture of them. And in your especially in your brand and social media marketing, be authentic, be you. Uh, my daughter's a phenomenal broker with our company, and her brand is her and her puppy. And that's my grand pup, Nora. And you're going to see Candace and Nora in all their photos together. You're going to see Nora at all of her client events. And an interesting thing has happened is because Candace has branded Nora and her in all of her marketing and social media and going to all these events. When the clients come to the events, oftentimes the first thing they say, they don't even say hi to Candace. They walk up and they say, "Where's Nora?" Because they want to see the puppy. And so when you're optimizing your personal brand, your social media, think about what you can do different this year than you've always done in the past to ignite or spark a light back into your marketing. You have to remember that social media is like a nonstop commercial that everybody that around us sees over and over again. And if everything just seems staged and it doesn't seem authentic, they start to ignore us. But all of a sudden, if you change something in your marketing that sparks that light, where they're like, you know what? I've never seen this person do a video before. And they've started doing a video once or twice a month with very, very valuable tips about home ownership. I'm really interested in this. I'm going to start to pay attention because I actually really want to know what's really happening in my local market. And of course, you can use paid advertising for your business. But if you're going to use paid advertising, you want to test it first, and you do not want to commit to a long-term agreement with anybody until you see the results. And then you want to track your results so that you know whether it's worth it or not. You have to remember for anything that you invest in your marketing, you need to be getting a 3 to 6x return. Last year, at the end of the year, I sat down with an agent that had invested $800 a month for the whole year in a billboard last year. And they called in to have a conversation about their business and business planning. And we were meeting online. And while I was talking with them and we got to their advertising, I said, wow, that's a pretty steep expense. How many transactions did you close from your billboard last year? And they said, none that I know of. And so the answer is simple. No, we're not going to renew that. We're going to take that money and allocate it somewhere else where we can actually track the results and make sure that it's worth it. So always make sure that what you're doing makes sense for you. And if it's something new that you've never tried before, reach out to your broker or other agents in the industry that are using that platform and see what their results have been. It's so painful for me to see somebody go post in a social media group uh, with other real estate agents and say, I spent $8,100 last year on leads and I didn't close one transaction. That's not a good investment. In fact, my real estate coach, I'll never forget, he told me at one point, don't spend $1 on advertising till you're making at least $1 million a year in GCI, because there's other things that you can be doing in your business to generate a transaction that doesn't cost you money. And if you are using some type of lead gen program like realtor.com or Zillow or things like that, that's great. But you need to make sure that the rate of return that you're getting for your time is worth the money, because you have to remember time is worth more than money. Step number 4 is master your local market. You need to become that expert. You need to study your market trends. You need to know your average home prices, and you need to have neighborhood insights, especially in an area where there's growth or development happening and the market is changing dramatically. When our company, we're in 26 states around the country. We're in lots of different markets, and those markets get very specific and very, very nichey very quickly. Right now in Arizona, one of our brokers there in our Peoria office is experiencing some massive growth in that area, just simply because there's a new Intel chip plant coming to that area. And there's so many jobs coming in that there's not enough housing. And when that starts to happen, and you can go online or you can hold a workshop or an event for your clients and really let them know what's happening in their market, it's going to change from you just being a real estate agent to that market expert, or more, or even more so, what we call an expert advisor. And that's what you, or a trusted advisor, and that's what you really want to be, is you want to be that trusted advisor. Now, sharing your knowledge through blogs and videos and events and newsletter is imperative for your business, because we have to stay in front of our clients multiple ways throughout the year, because some of our clients are only going to pay attention to what we send them in the mail. Some are only going to watch us on social media, and then some may only come to our events. So you have to do a combination of those things so that you're getting to your target audience the right way. And then always, again, stay up to date on what's happening. And if there's something happens in your market that is a natural disaster, if there's a flooding, if there's fires, if there's a change in insurance rates, a spike in property taxes going up, those are the things and the opportunities where we get to serve our clients regardless of an opportunity to do business. Sometimes our clients, especially if they're affected by a natural disaster in their market area, just reach out and see what they need help with. Don't sell. As soon as you start selling, they're going to get that feeling that, yeah, that person really was only interested in making money. They weren't really interested in helping me. But as soon as you show that genuine interest in actually helping somebody out of their situation, that's when things are going to definitely change for you and your business. Step number 5 is sharpen your skills. And this has never been more important than ever. For the last 11 years, the real estate market's been going like this. And a real estate agent really didn't need to have a lot of skills to list and sell properties. In fact, they could just go stand out on the real estate railroad tracks and boom, the money train would hit them, right? Well, that all changed about 24 months ago. And so now you need to have skills that you may not have had before, and you need to enhance those. Like always, our clients that are listing their properties, they need an expert. Our buyers that are out in the market, they not only need an expert, but they need attention. And to help sharpen your skills, attend as many trainings as you can that are going to help enhance your skills based on where you're at in your business. So for example, if you're working with lots of buyers, go get your accredited buyer representative designation. Go get your certified full service professional designation, or go get your certified luxury home marketing designation and move into a higher price point in your market area. Myself personally, I would rather sell 7 luxury homes than 7 middle entry homes, because the compensation could definitely be higher, but oftentimes it's just working with the quality of client can be very different. Also, learn negotiation tactics. we have to learn and negotiate now differently than we ever have in the past, because of the changes last year. And you can even go get that certified negotiation designation for your real estate business. And then at the end of the day, find a way to improve your time management. Every Sunday, sit down, look at your calendar for the week, time block every single day on what you're going to be doing in your business during that period of time, and then keep track of that throughout the week. That way, at the end of the week, you can go back and look and say, did I follow my schedule? And I mentioned it before, time is worth more than money. And it's not what we do in our real estate businesses that make us money necessarily. It's what we do with the time that we have available. Oftentimes, you'll see real estate agents that they don't work a lot in their business and they don't work very hard. At least it doesn't seem that way. But what we don't see is behind the scenes and what they're actually doing when they are working. And it becomes crucial in your business to track time. Now, step number 6 is delivering exceptional service. And if you're getting that certified full service professional designation, that's definitely going to help you do that. But delivering exceptional service comes down to communicating effectively with your clients and keeping them informed every step of the process. Every Friday, whether we're working with a buyer or we're working with a seller, whatever happened during the week, and it doesn't matter how many times we spoke with them, every Friday in the afternoon with all of our active clients, we are still checking in with them to see if they have any questions. We're giving them updates on their listing or the status of their purchase. And we are just making sure that they have a little bit of peace of mind. And then also exceed expectations. Go the extra mile and make the buying or selling experience seamless. There's a book written by Will Guidara that's called Unreasonable Hospitality. And we strongly suggest that each and every one of you read that book. It's an amazing read. And if you implement those things into your business, you'll become more referable. I'll never forget one of our real estate agents that had a closing that they had closed remotely, and their client was moving all the way across the country, and it was basically a 4-day drive. And that agent, after the closing, they knew that when they were coming into town, they had gone over, they had put some balloons in the property, but more importantly, they had stocked the fridge and the cabinets with some food, knowing that they were going to be on the road and coming in late in the evening, and they were all going to be hungry and they're going to be wanting snacks and drinks and other things. And it was just an incredible welcome because they had put the key out so that the person could get inside. And then when they walked in, it was like just this wow moment. And that's what you want to really do, is you want to wow your clients. I was actually having a conversation with a broker with our company this week about the client experiences that we had this past year and what somebody did for us that really stood out. And I travel a lot in our business for our real estate company, and I stay at a lot of hotels throughout the year, every year. And one of them that stood out, and this is what I mentioned to this broker of ours, was I was at a Marriott, and the person that had serviced my room earlier in the day. I saw her in the hallway. She was very pleasant. I asked for some extra coffee, so she gave me some extra coffee. And then when I came back later in the day to turn in for the night, that person had come back to my room. They had laid open my bed. They had some additional bottled waters, but they had written me a personal note and put a snack on the edge of the bed that I had never experienced before. And it just said, thank you for being a guest of the hotel and allowing me to take care of you. And I thought, wow, I've stayed at a lot of high-end hotels. I've never had an experience like this. And it was just that extra step that person made that will continue to take me back to that same place every single time. So if you're ever in Odessa, Texas at the Marriott, it's awesome. And then also when you're working with your clients, ask for feedback and use your client feedback to refine your approach. So you can use Trustpilot, you can use Google reviews, you can use your website, you can use written testimonials, but what's even more important is a video testimonial from your client. And if you're getting those testimonials and it's somebody else, especially when it's unsolicited, that's telling the world that if they are going to buy and sell real estate, they need to be buying and selling real estate with you. And then it's not just us blowing our own horn, it's somebody else. So here's step number 7. Leverage equity real estate's tools and programs. Now, some of you that are joining us today are possibly with another real estate company, and that's okay. We always share valuable tools, training, and information, regardless of the opportunity to have an agent join our company. But if you need to make a change in 2025, we're at the very beginning of the year, this could be the time to do it. Come to Equity, utilize the Power of 7 program that we have, and how we help you implement these resources and tools is every Thursday we have a program called Elite Agent Training. And that Elite Agent Training is ran by Eric Lee. And Eric Lee is one of the brokers and the owners of our company, and he does a phenomenal job doing nationwide training every Thursday with our agents. And so all you have to do is simply come plug into us, and we're going to help and continue to support and train you throughout the whole year to hit whatever your goal is for the year. Also, when you come to Equity, because we are a flat fee, full service, 100% company, you are going to keep more of your hard-earned compensation. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to reinvest that money back into yourself and your marketing, or just simply go on vacation. Also, Equity does have a profit sharing program. This is called our e-reward program. And our e-reward program so far has reached over $13 million paid to our agents and our brokers in our company in $100 increments. And the program is very simple. If you're with Equity and you know another agent that you feel would be a good fit for Equity anywhere in the whole country, all you simply need to do is refer them to the broker in that area. And then when they join the company, every time they close a transaction, you are going to get $100. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think about it, we've already paid out over $13 million to the agents in our company in $100 increments. So it does add up very, very quickly. Plus, we just want to work with other like-minded agents. And then also with Equity, you get to collaborate with colleagues. We're not a franchise. And so what that means is all of our brokers and all of our agents compete without contempt. We just share everything. And that's what makes us powerful as a group. So if you want to learn how to list and sell luxury homes, we can help you do that. If you want to learn how to go after real estate owned and bank owned properties, we can help you do that too. If you want to do property management, we have a phenomenal property management division. If you want to work with relocation clients, you can simply work with our relocation division. So it's up to you to just simply plug into the systems, the tools, the training, and our wisdom of the crowd to help you grow your business. Now, before the end of the webinar, I'm going to just share with a few bonus tips with you. And then we're going to do a quick Q&A, and then we'll wrap up for the day and help everybody get to work. So the first bonus tip is stay consistent. Consistency in your business is going to be the one thing that helps you achieve your goals, especially if you get to the end of the day today and you didn't feel like you had success in your business today. That's okay, because tomorrow is a new day. And you never know, when you put in that last extra effort at the end of the day, that last phone call, that last text message, that last email, that last pop by or meaningful moment with a past client or a friend or a family member, or going to that last networking event is going to turn into the next new listing or the next new buyer for your business. And then also you need to celebrate milestones in your business and acknowledge your successes. But you have to share that with other people as well. One of the things that we do as a company is our brokers celebrate the power professional real estate agents in their office at the end of the month. And these are the agents with equity that have closed 2 or more transactions in a month. And they're not only celebrating their success and their milestone for that month in front of their colleagues, but also we're celebrating that on social media, and our company's letting the world know how well our agents are doing. And then you just need to adapt as needed. That's the one thing that keeps people from growing, is they don't like or they resist change. And in real estate, things change. Our markets change, the interest rates change, the grant programs that are available change, the economy changes. There's always changes happening, and the faster you can adapt and put a smile on your face and just keep working is going to make the biggest difference in your business. In conclusion, closing 7 transactions in 2025 is an achievable goal when you combine the right mindset, tools, and strategies with that consistent effort. Success begins with setting clear goals and breaking them into manageable steps, allowing you to track your progress, but most importantly, stay motivated. Building a strong pipeline, nurturing your relationships, and leveraging multiple lead generation sources will create that steady flow of just not opportunities, but more importantly, your income. Take full advantage of all the tools, the training, and the collaborative opportunities provided by Equity Real Estate to maximize your potential. You can come to our YouTube channel. We're always posting valuable webinars there. So thanks again for joining us today. We wish you all the best of success in 2025. Let's go out. Let's be powerful. Let's be productive. And everybody take care. Be safe out there. We'll see you soon.